In the top stories, the AG says a gun amnesty is not on the agenda. Clyde Mascoll knocks government's UE grant proposal, and Barbados expelled from FIFA World Cup Qualifiers. Welcome to Nation News for Monday, June 29, 2015. I'm Natasha Beckles. Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite says Barbados is unlikely to have a gun amnesty. He told the media government is concerned about increasing gun violence, but asking residents to turn in illegal firearms often does not work.
Pray tell, a fella has an illegal firearm and stuff. You really think that if you say to him that I'm going to give you $500, that he's going to bring in his firearm and stuff? And when he brings in the firearm, right, you automatically then have a duty to test it to see whether or not it's being used in the commission of a crime. So if perchance my friend Emmanuel brings in a firearm and it's being used in a murder, do we say to him, well, we'll find, here's your $500, but we're not going to question your connection with how long have you had this, you know, et cetera, et cetera. My information is that gun amnesties frankly do not work and stuff. And what usually happens is that you arrest a chap with this firearm and he tells you, well, I was on my way to District A to deposit it, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not as simple as that. That notwithstanding, if in fact individuals who have illegal firearms would like to turn them in, we will welcome them off the streets.
Speaking on the sidelines of a meeting for regional and international border security officials, Mr. Brathwaite said more attention has to be paid to the movement of firearms throughout the Caribbean.
We need to look also at sea transportation. We are a region that we welcome individuals, we encourage yachts and boats for pleasure. We have to look at the risks associated with that. We have to look at the fact that a guy can get on his boat or his yacht, leave Barbados, go outside the territorial waters within a couple of hours and come back in. How do you check for these individuals? And I am not for one suggesting that there's an issue. All I'm saying is that from a national security perspective, the whole issue of yachts and ships going through the region is a risk that we have to look at, not just air passengers.
A call has been made for Barbados to sign on to PetroCaribe, the agreement which allows Caribbean states to purchase oil from Venezuela at preferential rates. Secretary of the Friends of Venezuela Solidarity Committee, David Denny, and President of the Clement Payne Movement, David Commichon, made the suggestion on Monday as the 10th anniversary of the agreement was signed at the Venezuelan Embassy in Hastings. They said PetroCaribe would bring benefits to the economy, sports, education, and housing. The event ended with a rendition from members of the St. Leonard's Boys Choir and the cutting of a large cake. The Barbados Labour Party's economic advisor, Clyde Mascoll, has criticized government's decision to offer a UE grant to families earning less than $25,000 per year. Speaking during a political meeting on Sunday night, he described it as a mockery.
A maid in the civil service earns a minimum of $1,800 per month. A maid in the civil service earns a minimum of about $1,800 per month. If a maid is head of a household and there is a daughter working as a gas station attendant who gets $6.50 per hour, who earns about $260 per week, which works out to be $1,040 per month. It would therefore mean that that maid and her daughter will hardly be able to qualify if there's someone in the household having or is at the University of the West Indies.
At least 150 media personnel will be covering the 36th regular meeting of CARICOM Heads of Government, which starts on Thursday here in Barbados. This includes 30 regional and international journalists, with some accompanying United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, Commonwealth Secretary General Kamala Sharma, and Panama's President Juan Carlos Varela. This was disclosed on Monday during a media briefing by Program Manager at the CARICOM Communications Unit, Kendall Morgan, and Local Media Coordinator, Kathy Lashley. Government is looking at ways to cut out wastage and duplication across the public health service and make better use of scarce resources. Minister of Health John Boyce says efforts are also ongoing to determine which services are best provided by the state and which should be provided by the private sector. He made the comments as he addressed the recent launch of Massey Foundation Barbados. The foundation has donated $65,000 to 8 health associations. In sports, Barbados have been booted out of the FIFA 2018 World Cup Qualifiers and fined almost $13,000. World body FIFA on Monday ruled the Barbados Football Association had breached several articles governing qualification when it fielded ineligible player Hayden Holligan against Aruba. Holligan had picked up successive yellow cards and should have been ruled out. Instead, he scored the winning goal to give Barbados the 3-0 aggregate win. Aruba were awarded the victory and will move on to the next round. 4 swimmers have been named to represent Barbados in the final leg of the Central American and Caribbean Swimming Confederation Swimming Championships. Kobe Talma, Alexis Clark, Jonathan Manning, and Kent Mullins will represent the island in the open water segment, which will be held on Tuesday in Carlisle Bay. Barbados had a record-breaking meet in the pool, finishing with 53 medals. The 19 gold, 18 silver, and 16 bronze medals improved on the 29 won in 2013. And finally, a man in southwestern Connecticut who mistakenly bought the wrong lottery ticket is $30,000 wealthier. Bob Sabo says he didn't want to wait in line to buy a lottery ticket at a store, so he decided to buy one from a lottery vending machine. He says he meant to buy 2 $20 tickets, but says he didn't have his glasses and instead bought a $30 ticket. When he got home, he discovered the ticket was a winner. What luck. That's where we end Nation News for Monday. For more, log on to nationnews.com as well as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Remember to pick up your Daily Nation on Tuesday or subscribe to our e-paper. Thank you so much for joining us.